What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be mounting some tires on some Beadlock wheels. Wheels I went with are some Relations race wheels. These are the RR7-H and they're 17 by 8.5, and then of course Toyota lug pattern and -12 offset. I did get 5 of them here. I've already got the Beadlock ring on these, and then I kind of saved this last one for you guys. I'm going to show you how I'm doing it just in case you go to buy your own set and you want to know how to put them on correctly. Just because you guys may be curious, this is going to be a 285/75/17, which comes out to be a 34 by 11.5. And I'm going with the Wild Peak all-terrains, the AT3W. They got the Snow Peak rating. These are the same tires that I have on my truck now, just in a 33, and they have been awesome to me. I can't ask a single thing from those tires that are on my truck now, and they still have plenty of life left, even with 40-50,000 miles on them. So kind of couldn't go wrong with going with these tires again. So because this is RRW's hybrid wheel, you don't actually have to buy the beadlock rings separately and run them as beadlocks. You can actually put this tire down over this first lip and then run them as regular, just a regular wheel. But I chose to go with the beadlock, so that actually sets our lip out just a little bit wider. And then to seal this outer lip, we're going to be putting a billet ring on top of this. And then all these are bolt holes, and that's how we're going to end up clamping this tire. And that is why it's considered a beadlock. So it'll keep the bead of your tire from coming debeaded under low pressure situations off-road. Alright guys, so hopefully you can see this. See how right here there's a nice gap in between the bolt holes and the bead, and then you can see out here how it's a lot closer. Well, I got all the rest of the tire looking like this, and there's just one last section that we got to get on. The best method, I actually saw this from another video on YouTube, is to take a rubber mallet or a plastic mallet, something that's not going to damage your wheel if you accidentally end up hitting it, and you go around and give it some taps. And you can see it just falls right behind the rim there into where it's supposed to be. One thing you might have to do is go ahead and stand on your wheel, and then that'll keep this from popping out and that from popping out, and then you can go ahead and finish it off. There we go. So it's nice and tucked behind this lip, and now we don't have to worry about our tire being smushed funny or kind of off center as we tighten down our beadlock ring. All right, so I went with the black billet ring. So this is solid billet aluminum. We go ahead and set this down on our tire. And then we got all of our bolts here. They provide all the hardware and some washers. And a big important step in this is going to be never seize. If you guys are familiar with aluminum steel, it actually ends up getting corrosion when they're touching, and it happens with everything. So you put these bolts in with no never seize, and next thing you know, you go to pull them out to change your tires, and you're going to end up snicking all these bolts off in your wheel. You have to drill them out and helicoil them, and you just don't want to have to do that. So never seize is very, very important. So first we're just going to run around with some never seize. I'm going to go ahead and paint some onto bolts, and then we're going to drop them in all of our slots, and then I'm going to show you the torque sequence on how to correctly tighten this beadlock ring to the wheel. Basically, I'm just taking the never seize and coating the threads good. I'm not globbing a whole bunch on there. I don't want a bunch of excess, just enough to coat the threads and to protect them. With all of our bolts sitting in our holes, none of them are started just yet. I made a stencil out of cardboard because you're going to want to tighten these in a star pattern. When I had like 1, 2, 3, and just went all around. So now what you're going to do is lay this down. I just have a little hand ratchet, and I'm going to start all of these. And then the first torque spec is 7 foot-pounds, and then the second torque spec is 14 foot-pounds. And just to be warned, you're going to have to go around and do this a lot of times before it gets all the way sandwiched down. You can see this gap right here. This has to be touching this and sandwiched flat with that. It does take a while, so just be patient. Don't get ahead of yourself and think you're just going to over tighten one and get away with it, because you never know. And just take your time, listen to some music, and get it done. I didn't keep track of exactly how long it took me to mount all of these tires, but it did take me 2 evenings after work. I would say in total at least 3 to 4 hours. It's pretty time consuming, especially if you want to make sure you do it right. And I know that seems like a long time, but in the end, I think it's worth it. Alrighty guys, that's just about it. You can see our gap is no longer present here. We got never seize on all of our bolts. We don't have to worry about them seizing up on us in the future. And pretty much at this point, they're ready to add some air to the tire, seat that back bead, take it to your local tire shop, get them balanced, and then throw them on your truck and enjoy. Really appreciate you guys watching. Hope this video was helpful to you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Check out all the other things we got going on. I just built a micro camper. I built 2 other trailers. Do a bunch of other DIY stuff. Stuff that you might be interested in if you're interested in this video. So go ahead and check that out. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.